Hey guys, Logan Sorrell here again, and here with another video. Now today we're going to be talking about comic book publishers, what publishers you should be looking out for, and what publishers you perhaps should avoid, but we'll get to that. But anyway, so let's talk about publishers. Now, my favorite publisher of all time, and it's been from the beginning of my comic book career, has been DC. Now DC, I think what DC was that I started collecting DC when I was younger, and then I sort of moved towards Marvel because DC stories were getting way too complicated with their Infinite Crisis and everything. I mean these days they're not really that complicated to me anymore. But back when I was a kid, they were way too complicated for me to read. So I moved towards Marvel and I collected them for a while, and their comics were very very good. But then when DC started their New 52 reboot, it was just so awesome. And I've started reading New 52, and they're so good. They've been doing such a great job with their comic books like Batman. They've been doing a great job with Green Lantern, Justice League, Suicide Squad, Superman. They've been doing a great job with Superman. It's actually one of the reasons why I've become such a big Superman groupie these days is because of Man of Steel and the New 52. Those two things have motivated me to become a much bigger Superman fan than I already was. So I think that's gonna. So yeah. But DC is doing a great job right so far. The New 52 is really good. They got fresh new writers. They're trying to make the stories. They're still writing good stories, but trying to stray away from what they had before. Their biggest weakness, which was the stories were too complex and too overcomplicated for people to read. Well, with these stories, it's simplistic, but at the same time well written, which I think is good. So DC is definitely a one you guys should look out for. And then Marvel. Now, Marvel's a complicated case. Now, any Marvel fanboys who are watching this, please just know that I'm not discriminating against you guys. I'm not discriminating against Marvel. I love Marvel comics. I do love Marvel comics. And just know that this whole video here is just my opinion, and I'm not trying to persecute any of you guys. So yeah, but I think Marvel comics are good, and I did love the comic books I used to read, like Secret Invasion. Planet Hulk was excellent, and like Deadpool, Milk with the Mouth, and Venom Deadpool, and like X-Men Days of Future Past and stuff. All these stories were really great. But I don't know, lately, I don't know. Okay, not lately. Okay, I shouldn't say recently. I should say from 2011 to wait, the last 2 years, I would say. 2012 to 2013. Now, from 2012 to 2013, I thought their comic books. I started thinking that I think that their comic books slacked a bit. Because because the thing is, their stories weren't that great, and some of the ideas that they came up with were really, really weird. They were like really, really weird. Like I don't know. Their ideas were too complicated, and their Marvel comics, they were very poorly written, and I don't know. The thing is, some of their comic books, I just don't agree with the idea. Like for instance, Superior Spider-Man. Now I know that Superior Spider-Man is a very complicated case because it's taken a lot of fire from a lot of fans saying that it's stupid, but at the same time it's built up a very big Superior Spider-Man fan base. I know a lot of other comic book YouTubers that I watch they like Superior Spider-Man. They think it's pretty good, but I don't know. And then is with me, I did read the Superior Spider-Man series for a while, so I do have a bit of a basis for my argument. But with me, I thought it was well written. It was very well written, and the art was good. So Dan Slott, I don't think he did a bad job. I don't think it was his writing or the artists or a bad job from the artists' part. I think all of that was good. It's just I don't know, I couldn't get over just this idea of Peter Parker being dead and Dr. Octopus being in Peter Parker's body, and Peter Parker following him around all the time as like this ghost, and watching Doc Ock destroy his life. I don't know. I just didn't get that. I don't know. I don't know. I was not a very big fan of it, but just so you know, not because of the writing of the artist. It's just the idea. It's just the idea. I don't think it's the writing of the art that's the problem with Marvel. I think it's just the creativity. I don't think the creativity's been up to standard lately. And but recently though, I will. But here's where my argument changes. Recently, I feel that Marvel has done a very good. I think Marvel has done a great job because they're sort of doing okay, not sort of doing a New 52 reboot. I mean, because okay, okay, they're not like reverting everything to back to number one like DC did, but they're slowly taking their issues back to number one, bringing in new ideas, fresh ideas, giving people what they want. They've started giving characters uh, just characters who characters uh, who, who who didn't really have a comic book series before, like Moon Knight, and Captain Marvel, and all that stuff. I think yeah, they're doing a great job with that, and I think at the moment their comic books are good. I mean, they got some very cool ideas going on right now. Like for instance, Ms. Marvel, the fact that the old Ms. Marvel has now become Captain Marvel, and now there's a newer Ms. Marvel, and this Ms. Marvel is this Muslim 20-year-old or teenager who's been a big follower of superheroes, and she suddenly gets superpowers and she doesn't know what she's supposed to do with them. I think that's interesting. That is a very interesting take, and I think with Marvel, I mean, how I can explain it is that if you play an RPG game and you had this badass level 80 character and the best armor, the best weapons, the best spells, the best everything. Okay, and that essentially what is Marvel. But Marvel, back when I used to read their comics, right? They were like this. They were like this level 80 powerful character, and then it's like as if their save game then gets corrupted, and then they just walked around with this corrupted save file for a very long time, and then they weren't really that great. But now, I think with Marvel, what they've done now is that they've just said, okay, you know what, just screw this guy. They got rid of that character completely, just got rid of it. And now they've started a new level 1 character, and now they're slowly building themselves back up the ranks. You know, because I don't think they're as good as they used to be, but I do think that they are doing, they're busy climbing back up the ladder and trying to get, and eventually they will get back to their original Marvel status that they were before when I used to read their comics. So I think they're doing a great job. I think they're doing a good job of trying to get back to that status, and I hope Marvel best for the future. But for now at this stage, other publishers like DC, Image, Dark Horse are probably much better for you to buy. Now, Image on the let's not talk about Image. Let's talk about Dark Horse first. Now, Dark Horse comics, they're really, really good. One thing I like about them is that they one thing I really like about Dark Horse Comics is that they have a lot of licensed comic books. They do a lot of video game comic books. They do like a Tomb Raider comic. They've got a Tomb Raider comic book going on. They've got this they've got all their Terminator comics, which are pretty good. I think they're in Transformers. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, I think they're in Transformers. And I could be wrong. But I think Dark Horse Comics is doing a very good job, and they've got Star Wars. They've been doing Star Wars comics for a very long time, but now apparently I heard now that Marvel's bought the rights back. And I don't know, and I think but from what I've seen now, I think what's gonna happen is that Marvel is just gonna let Dark Horse carry on doing what they do with Star Wars. It's just that they won't own them anymore. I mean, it's sort of like with G.I. Joe. Like, Marvel owns G.I. Joe, but they don't do the G.I. Joe comic books. They let IDW do all of their do the G.I. Joe comics for them. I'm not sure exactly why. I mean, because Marvel could sell G.I. Joe, so I don't know why exactly. But I think that's what Marvel will probably do with Star Wars. I mean, I think they'll just let Dark Horse carry on doing what they're doing. They'll just say you just don't own it anymore. I own it now, but you can still carry on with it if you want to. So Dark Horse Comics, they're a really great comic book company. I mean, the recent Terminator. I mean, if you see my comic haul video I did recently, my Terminator Enemy of My Enemy series has been really good lately, and it's been so good. And I really want to go buy some other Terminator comic books and see what they're like as well. And I think Dark Horse is just overall doing a good job. So Dark Horse is kudos to you, Dark Horse. Okay. Now let's talk about IDW. Now IDW, But one thing I like about them is that they're taking a lot of 2000 AD's characters like Rogue Trooper and Judge Dredd and stuff, and they're making the comic books for 2000 AD to sell in America, and they're doing a great job with it so far. I mean, I did collect Judge Dredd for a while. I was collecting from issue 1 to issue 15, and Judge Dredd series was really good. It was like this cartoony, it had this nice cartoony type art. You know, it wasn't like art to make the characters look more realistic, like with what DC would do. It was a very cartoony art, and I could definitely see, and it felt like I was watching something on Cartoon Network. It was really, really good. So yeah, so I think the Judge Dredd comic books are really, really good. So I think IDW is doing a great job. So IDW and Dark Horse are both great publishers to buy from. But now for me, what I would say is that the best publishers now. Now, if I had to if you had to ask me to recommend a publisher to you, I would recommend DC. But if you didn't want to read DC comics, a publisher I would really recommend very well, which I think is the second best publisher in my opinion at the moment, is Image. Image comics are doing so well because the thing is, one YouTuber I was watching the other day, he was talking about Image comics and saying that the one thing about Image comics is that they are pretty much a bargain for your buck kind of publisher, because a lot of their comic books are $2.99. They've only got like a few $3.99 comics, but most of them are $2.99, so they're very cheap. And their comic books are just like, in terms of the writing and the art, it's just such high quality. I mean, all of their comic books I've been reading lately, like Hack Slash and Tales of Honor, that new series they just started, and then also that one series that they started last year, Nowhere Men. That's very, very good. And all of their comic books that I've been reading lately have been all 5 out of 5 stars quality comic books, you know. But it's such a bargain. It's so cheap, you know. And that's great thing about this about Image. So Image, I would say, is a great comic book company to get into, a great publisher to get into if you don't want to. Well, for one thing, if you don't want to read about superheroes, but also if you just want to read good quality comic books at a very cheap price, go for Image. Image is so good. I highly recommend Image. And Image is a great company. So but yeah, that's essentially all I wanted to talk about really. But yeah, these are publishers you should all look out for. And there are a few other publishers, but I don't really follow any other publishers other than the ones I've talked about. DC is probably my favorite at the moment, and then like I said, if you want a more bargain for your buck or want to go for comic books that aren't superhero related, go for Image because they're really, really good. And Marvel, they're busy working their way back up the ladder at the moment, but they're not exactly not back. They haven't gone back to their original status. But yeah, anyway, that's all I want to talk about. So yeah, guys, if you want to get into comic books, please look out for these publishers. Remember, IDW, Dark Horse, Marvel, DC, and Image. Those 5. Those are my top 5. Okay. Well, anyway, yeah. Cheers, guys.